The research vessel Ardent Horizon drifted above the deepest trench of the Arabian Sea, its engines humming softly as scientists monitored strange readings pulsing across their screens. Dr. Elias Munro stared at the sonar display, his breath shallow as an impossible shape reflected back from the darkness below. The object was massive, smooth, and unmistakably artificial, buried beneath centuries of silt yet untouched by corrosion. At first the team suspected an ancient wreck or a classified submarine, but the geometry defied all known human engineering. It was too symmetrical, too perfect, as if shaped rather than built. When robotic drones descended, their lights revealed an enormous metallic hull embedded in the seabed, glowing faintly with symbols that shifted like living ink. Silence filled the control room as everyone realized the same impossible truth. This was not made by human hands. Dr. Aisha Rahman broke the stillness, her voice trembling as she whispered that the material was unknown, not matching any element or alloy on Earth. As the drones circled the structure, a seam became visible, suggesting an entry point that had been sealed for thousands of years. The ocean currents around the object behaved strangely, bending inward as if pulled by a gentle force. The ship was not dead, it was waiting. Asterisk. After days of debate and international authorization, a manned descent was approved. The submersible Nereid carried 3 scientists and 1 engineer to the alien craft, its floodlights cutting through the black water like blades. As they approached, the hull reacted, symbols brightening and rearranging as though recognizing their presence. Without any physical contact, the seam slowly opened, releasing a pulse of light that passed harmlessly through the submersible. The entrance revealed a vast chamber filled with floating crystalline structures, rotating gently in zero gravity despite being underwater. Dr. Munro felt a pressure behind his eyes, not painful, but intimate, as if something was brushing against his thoughts. Inside the vessel, there was no decay, no rust, no sign of time. Having passed, the walls responded to touch, changing color and texture, forming pathways beneath their feet. Engineer Lucas Chun noted that gravity was inconsistent, shifting subtly with their movement. At the center of the chamber stood 3 translucent pods, each shaped like a cocoon. Within them were silhouettes, humanoid but elongated, suspended in shimmering light. The realization struck hard and fast. They were not alone. They never had been. Asterisk. As Dr. Raymond approached the pods, symbols spread across the chamber walls, aligning into patterns that resonated inside their minds. Suddenly, language emerged without sound, translated not through ears, but through understanding. The beings were explorers, scientists like themselves, who had arrived on Earth long before human civilization began. Their mission had been to study emerging life, not to conquer, but to observe and preserve. A catastrophe had struck their vessel during a planetary survey, forcing them to crash into the sea to prevent global destruction. Unable to repair the ship, they entered stasis, hoping one day Earth's children would be advanced enough to find them. The vessel had been designed to remain hidden until humanity reached a critical threshold of curiosity rather than violence. Dr. Munro felt shame and pride intertwine as images of human history flowed through his mind. Wars, compassion, discovery, cruelty, and hope all weighed and measured. The beings had waded through ice ages and empires, through fire and silence. Now, humanity stood at the door of the greater universe. And this ship was the key. Asterisk. The message ended with a warning and a gift. The ship contained knowledge capable of reshaping energy, medicine, and space travel, but it would only unlock if humanity chose cooperation over control. Almost immediately, surface governments demanded access, weapons, and ownership. Arguments erupted across secure channels as nations vied for dominance. Inside the vessel, the pods began to dim, sensing division. Dr. Rahman made a decision that would alter history. She transmitted the entire discovery to the public, releasing all data freely across the world. The reaction was explosive, panic mixed with wonder. But something unexpected followed. Global ceasefires emerged as people looked to the stars together. For the first time, children watched the footage in awe. Scientists collaborated openly, and borders softened under shared curiosity. The ship responded, its systems awakening fully. The pods opened, revealing the beings alive, weak but smiling, in a way that needed no translation. Asterisk. The alien scientists did not rule or command. They taught, guided, and then stepped back. Humanity learned to heal oceans, to generate clean energy from the fabric of space, to travel beyond their solar system without destroying what they touched. The spaceship was no longer a relic, but a bridge. Dr. Munro often returned to the site, Now a protected sanctuary beneath the sea, he would watch the vessel glow softly in the deep, remembering the day curiosity outweighed fear. Humanity was no longer alone. But more importantly, it was no longer divided. The universe opened not with conquest, but with understanding, and beneath the waves, where silence once ruled, the future had quietly begun.